So what if I told you that your organization's next superstar is already on your payroll, maybe even hiding in plain sight? Today, we're going to talk about the absolute goldmine of talent that's already inside your teams and how a powerful new key, yep, AI, is finally starting to unlock it. I want you to really think about this for a second. That super hard to fill role you've been struggling with, the perfect candidate might literally be down the hall. Their incredible potential totally invisible to the old way of doing things. And this isn't just some theory. For a lot of companies, it's a reality they are just now starting to wake up to. And check this out. This number, 3x, it points to a fundamental misunderstanding we have about talent. So an average employee, right? They might list, say, 11 skills on their resume. But what research is showing is that AI can uncover nearly 3 times that amount. We're talking around 34 skills. That means organizations are systemically blind to 2/3 of what their own people can do. That is a huge, expensive blind spot. And that massive blind spot? Well, it actually has a name, the hidden talent problem. It's the reason companies are desperately searching for skills on the outside, while their most valuable assets, the full, incredible range of their own people's abilities, remain completely invisible. So, what exactly do we mean by hidden talent? Look, it's everything that falls outside a formal job description. It's the administrative assistant who, codes automation scripts for fun on the weekends, or the salesperson who has this secret, amazing flair for graphic design. These are valuable skills the organization simply has no idea exist. So why does this keep happening? Well, it's really a systemic issue. We're still relying on pretty limited data like old resumes. Employees themselves often don't even think to mention their adjacent skills, and managers, even with the best intentions, can accidentally pigeonhole people into the job they do today. It all creates this vicious cycle. We default to expensive external hiring, and our best internal people get frustrated, and eventually they leave. But what if you could actually see through those job titles and resumes? Well, that's exactly where AI comes in. The best way to think about it is like a talent X-ray for your whole organization, designed to reveal the underlying skills and potential that our human eyes just so often miss. So how does this thing actually work? It's basically a 3-step process. First, the AI pulls in huge amounts of data, from resumes, project docs, performance reviews, you name it. Then it uses something called natural language processing to analyze the context. It can spot, for example, that a software developer is also contributing brilliant design ideas in project chats. And finally, it infers skills, predicting that someone who's great in one area could probably pick up an adjacent one really fast. And this process, it reveals pathways we just never see on our own. For instance, a World Economic Forum pilot found a Walmart IT manager had a 50% skills overlap for a product manager role. Now that's a career jump a human would probably never suggest, but the data made that hidden potential totally obvious. Now, this ability to see hidden potential isn't just some cool HR exercise. It's a massive strategic advantage. See, once you can identify this talent, you can actually use it. Unlocking your internal workforce isn't just a nice to have, it's a core business strategy for the future. And the payoff is just immense. All of a sudden, you're more agile, you can move the right people to the right projects, like instantly. That saves a fortune on external recruiting. It also helps you future-proof the business by spotting and closing skills gaps before they become a crisis. And because it's based on data, not gut feelings, it naturally improves diversity and inclusion. But honestly, the single biggest win might just be keeping your best people. I mean, the impact on retention is pretty staggering. According to LinkedIn, an employee who makes an internal move has a 75% chance of staying with the company. But if they don't move, that likelihood plummets to just 56%. The takeaway here is so simple. When people can see a path for growth right where they are, they stay. And this isn't just theory, okay? A real-world Fortune 500 telecom company put this into practice. By using an AI platform to better match their employees to new opportunities inside the company, they boosted internal mobility by a massive 25%. That means filling roles faster and saving a ton on recruitment. But, and this is a big but, this kind of power comes with risks. Using AI on people's careers is definitely not something to be taken lightly. It means you have to balance this high-tech tool with a high-touch human approach. That part is absolutely essential. I mean, just look at what happened at Amazon. They had this AI recruiting tool that they trained on years of their own hiring data, which historically was mostly male. And the result?
The AI literally taught itself to penalize resumes from women. It is the ultimate cautionary tale. If you train AI on biased data, it doesn't fix the bias, it just automates it at scale.
So what's the solution then? It's not to just abandon the technology. It's to make sure that AI augments human judgment and never, ever replaces it. The machine is brilliant at finding patterns in the data, but only a human can provide the context, the empathy, and the strategic thinking for that final call.
In practice, this means there are a few non-negotiables. You have to be totally transparent with your employees, maybe framing the AI as a tool for their own growth, like an AI career coach. You have to be rigorous about data privacy. And above all, you need a human in the loop, always. The AI suggests, the manager discusses. Period.
Okay, so understanding the potential and the risks is step one. The next step is actually doing it. So how do you put this to work in your own organization? Well, here's a clear, actionable blueprint for building that future-ready workforce. Think of the blueprint as having two parallel tracks. First, there's the technical foundation. You need a skills inventory as a baseline, you've got to choose a platform with strong bias mitigation, and you have to get leadership on board with a clear ROI. But you know what? The tech is only half the battle. The second track is all about culture. You have to actively encourage a culture of growth, communicate openly to build trust, and constantly monitor and refine the process to make sure it stays fair and effective. And so that brings us right back to the beginning. The talent, the skills, the potential, it's not something you need to go out and find. It's already there, inside your organization, just waiting. The tools to finally see it are now in our hands. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?